Hey guys, in today's episode, what we're going to talk about is the importance of having rose-colored glasses. Let's talk about it. Welcome to another episode of Career Strategies. My name is Rodney Hughes, Mr. 100%. Today's episode is being brought to you by Interview Prep University. If you need help preparing for an upcoming telephone, video, or face-to-face interview, this is a free virtual training platform that is designed to help you exponentially improve your job interview skills. So if you'd like to get immediate access to this 100% free virtual training platform, all you have to do is go to www.interviewprepuniversity.com. Again, that's www.interviewprepuniversity.com. So again, what we're talking about today in today's episode is the importance of having rose-colored glasses. So here's the thing. We live in a very negative world. Everywhere you look, there's negativity. If you decide that you want to cut on the daily news to see what's going on in your area, for sure, it's nothing but negativity there. Okay, that's almost like a negativity dumpster. Okay, looking at the news. That's why I hate the news. And see, when I was in college, I majored in mass communications, and I specialized my concentration was in broadcast production technology. And I remember in my media class where they taught us the quote unquote mantra or, kind of the saying in the media industry is, if it bleeds, it leads. Let me say that again. If it bleeds, it leads. And so essentially what that means is that if it's something negative, it will lead. It will outperform something positive 100 times over. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of watching the news. Okay, I just feel like every time I look at the news, I just get depressed about something because it's just nothing but negativity. But see, this is the thing. In this world that we live in, we as people, we love negative stuff. I mean, we just absolutely love it. It's so addicting. It's so compelling for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but I mean, it's just everywhere you look, it's negativity. The news is negative. When you go on social media, I'm almost to the point now where I have considered shutting down my social media accounts. But then it dawned on me, it's like, dude, I can still use social media because I want to pump a positive message out into the world. I just don't have to indulge in social media, if that makes sense. And so one of the things I'm trying to do a little bit more is I'm trying to back off of just going through social media because, a lot of times I'll be sitting there, especially like in the afternoon or the evening. I'll sit down and I can easily get caught up scrolling through Instagram or even just before I go to sleep, especially I'll be scrolling through Instagram or scrolling through Facebook. And it just dawned on me one day, like, that's like the worst thing you could do right before you go to sleep. Because when you're scrolling through Instagram and you're scrolling through Facebook, all you're going to see is a whole bunch of negativity on there. I mean, that's really what you're going to see. You'll find entertainment and then you'll find negativity. And, I'm just tired of going to sleep after looking at crazy stuff like that. And then you have these weird dreams and stuff like that. And so, like I said, I just say all this to say that, social media, on the TV, when you listen to radio, when you look on YouTube, I mean, it's like everywhere you go, it's just negativity, negativity, negativity. So what does that have to do with today's topic? The importance of having rose-colored glasses. This is an expression that I didn't come up with. I mean, I've heard it from somewhere else. I don't know who actually came up with it, but I think it's super important that you have rose-colored glasses, especially as it relates to your career. And the reason why is because, again, you are surrounded by negativity. And because you are surrounded by negativity, I think we as human beings, I don't know if it's an innate thing or if it is something that has been programmed in us to be attracted to negativity. But, you know, if you don't watch yourself, you'll find yourself becoming a negative person because everything around you is negativity, right? And then you start, and then before you know it, you could easily end up becoming a negative individual, right? Always seeing the worst in other people. You know, always just everywhere you look, you see negativity, and then you essentially end up becoming a negative person. And I just believe that can trickle over into your actual career. And quite honestly, you can't afford to be a negative person, especially as it relates to your career. You know, you only have a certain amount of time, right? Like the days of people working on a job for 20, 30 years. I mean, those days are just pretty much long gone. Okay. I think the average length of time that people stay on any particular job is maybe 3 to 5 years at this point, on average. And so even though we're in a different day and time now, and people aren't staying, you know, on a job as nearly as long as they used to, the reality is that there's still a lot of opportunity out here. There's a lot of opportunity for you to grow in your career and accomplish great things. But it makes it very difficult to do that if you are constantly focused on negative things, right? If you're constantly allowing yourself to be distracted by all the negativity in this world, it just makes it tough for you to grow. And so when it comes to your career, I just believe that this is definitely one place where it is absolutely essential that you have rose-colored glasses, where you go out of your way to eliminate the distractions of the negative stuff that's going on in your personal life or even, on your job, and, address things that need to be addressed, negative situations that may pop up here and there. But essentially, I just want you to be focused when it comes to your dream. I want you to be focused on the positive that you're trying to accomplish. And I think that it starts, with you having a vision. And again, I've said this before. I feel like so many people don't have a vision of what they're working toward. And so essentially they just get up every day and they get caught up in a vicious cycle of habitually just going to work and coming home and going to work and coming home. And they're not really ever thinking about, well, what does the future look like? And so if they're not looking at what the future looks like, it's easy to get distracted by the negativity that is right here, right now in this moment that's in front of you today. But I think that you can operate, you'll end up operating differently as it's related to your career if you have rose-colored glasses on. And if you're constantly focused on, in the next 5 years, here's where I want to be, right? Which is somewhere, obviously, I hope that you would make your vision something that's a better situation than where you are today. Okay, not that today's situation is bad, but I would hope that you would be striving for the next 5 years or the next 10 years or the next 20 years of your career to be better than where you are today. Okay, and just by setting that vision, that's pretty much having rose-colored glasses, right? And I want you to constantly focus through that lens, right? Whenever you feel like, okay, things are getting kind of negative or you're getting frustrated with everything, go back to your rose-colored glasses. Why are you doing what you are doing today, right? When things get tough, you feel like you may want to quit, or you feel like, you may want to go off on somebody that's annoying you, or whatever the case may be. Always revert back to your rose-colored glasses. See why you're doing it. You want this better situation in the future, right? Because if you can do that, it'll provide clarity for how you might need to respond today so that you can actually get closer to being in that desirable future that you're hoping for. Okay. So again, I just wanted to share with you, I think it's super important to have rose-colored glasses when it relates to your career. Don't get distracted by all this negativity out here. So much negativity. I mean, it's just outrageous how much negativity there is. And if you just pay attention, it will distract you because you will get consumed with it. It's so easy for us as human beings to engage with negative stuff. And I don't have the answer. I have no idea why that is the case. I have no idea why a negative story will circle the world 100 times over before a positive story will. It's just, I don't have the answer, right? But what I can tell you is focusing on the negative things in life isn't really going to serve you that well when it comes to you progressing in the future. Some of the people that I've known that have accomplished really great things with their career, the one thing they all seem to have in common is they all seem to have a very positive outlook on what the future is. And I call that AKA having rose-colored glasses. Every single successful person that I know has a very optimistic outlook on what the future is going to look like. And because they focus on that, and because they're constantly thinking about that, the actions that they take here and now in this moment tend to be actions that will strategically take them down that path of accomplishing what they're focusing on. You see what I'm saying? And so they end up attracting more success into their life, and they end up accomplishing way more things because they're not wasting their imagination on negative things, even though they are constantly bombarded by negativity in this world and everywhere they look. They choose not to focus on that. They choose to focus on positivity. They choose to focus on creating a great future. And they do that by having rose-colored glasses. Listen, I hope you got great value out of this episode. If you did, I want you to go ahead and order a copy of my book, The Ugly Truth About Getting Hired, How to Land the Job of Your Dreams, regardless of the competition. Listen, it doesn't matter where you are in your career. If you are just out of high school or just out of college, or if you're a seasoned veteran with 20, 30, 40 years up under your belt. If you are planning either now, if you're either actively involved right now in an interview process, or that sometime down the line you'll end up going into an interview process, this is an absolute must-have. This could end up being one of the most valuable resources that you've ever invested in. This book is all about teaching you how to pretty much eliminate most of your competition in a moral and ethical way, and be able to exponentially improve your odds of having great success when you interview. And so if you'd like to pick up a copy of the book, just go to my website, www.theuglytruthbook.com. Again, that's www.theuglytruthbook.com. When you place your order, I'll also give you free access to a downloadable version of this book immediately so that you don't have to wait to dive into this content. All right? Listen, thank you so much for checking out this episode. Hopefully you got great value. If you did, make sure that you share it with as many people as you possibly can on your social media platforms. And, like this content, and also comment, let me know what your thoughts were about it. And I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.